End of the busy week, how's your squad looking?
Everyone trained today, which was pleasing. They've recovered quite well, and we're looking forward to another good game. So I'm pleased with the response from the group in terms of the quick turnaround.
A few look like they might have problems on Tuesday. Reece Burke came off limping. Is he fine?
Yeah, there was one or two walking a wee bit gingerly, like I said, after the game. But with the recovery strategies we've got in place here and the work that goes into that to make sure that we can recover quickly after games is brilliant, and it's a credit to the sports science and the medical team here, really. So I'm pleased that everyone's trained today, looking good and ready to go.
Just the ones that are still missing. Norbert Ballock, is he still too soon for him?
Yeah, he is. We've given Norbert a bit of time, really, because a bit of time away from the club this week, just with a quick turnaround in games and things, and he can't do anything out in the field anyway. So we just wanted to get his head back in the right place again and give him a little breather. So he'll come back with us next week, and we'll pick it up from there. But yeah, it's a bit of a frustrating time for Norbert really, because we all thought he was on the right track, and to have that little setback is not good for him mentally, really. So I think it was important to give him a little breather.
Are the Christmas games realistic for him, or are you thinking after that?
It's difficult to put a time scale on it, really, because we thought we'd have him back last week. He's picked up that little niggle again. We've obviously had him scanned and x-rayed, and it's nothing in terms of he hasn't done anything again on it. But he wasn't in a good place when he came in off the training ground. So I think it was important that we give him some time with his family and just a little mental break, really, away from the club, because sometimes it can come a wee bit stale, no coming in doing the same thing every day. So we give him the time off. We'll get him back next week and get back to work again.
Because it can be a test for anyone when you have these sort of setbacks, especially when you're at a new club. It can be even more so.
Yeah, I mean, I think people don't realise how quick it does. How hard it is, really, sometimes for the boys. It doesn't matter where you come from, whether you're coming from abroad or 2 hours up the road. It's difficult sometimes to settle. Finding a house, getting a car, everything that's going on and around, and then to pick up that knock as well. So it's important that we give him the amount of support that he needs, and as much support as he needs, and we will do that. And we do that with all the players.
And Josh McGuinness, is he back outside yet?
Yeah, he is. Josh is looking good. Josh has been out in the grass probably for the last 3 or 4 days. He's looking good. Possibility over the next 10 days to 2 weeks that we could have him back.
One eye on Birmingham, or thinking Boxing Day?
Me, I'd love him to be back for Birmingham. The physio is probably January, but I'm only kidding. They're pushing him. They're pushing him every single day. I know that. I know they're desperate to get him back. It's really how he feels in himself over this next week.
When you have these weeks, especially when it's a shortened week, Saturday to Friday, do you feel the need to freshen up, or how do you judge it?
It all depends on how they recover and how we see them and how they look, and it's like I've said to you before, they're a robust group. We modify the training to make sure that they get as much as they can out of the games, and I think you've seen them the other day. I mean, I think in terms of the output in the game against Leeds, it was up there. I think it was in the top 1 or 2 in terms of the physical output of the game, the high speed running, the sprinting, the total distance, everything that they did was outstanding, and that's off the back of a tough game at the weekend. So I know the group can recover. I know they can get their heads around another game coming up and look forward to another game.
How much do you trust your eyes, and how much do you look at GPS and data and all that about how people?
Yeah, I think you got to do it both, really. It's not fixed on one or it's not fixed on the other. I think we just bring it together. We've got a really good staff here who probably know the players better than me anyway, from last season. So, but what we think we've done this year is on Mondays we come in, we train. We don't have like a second day recovery and things like that. We always make sure that we get the boys back out in the grass and do something. And I think that's important. I think it makes the group more robust, and I think they can shake all the cobwebs out of their legs and whatever they need to do. And I think you feel better for that.
Is the temptation to stick with the same 11 that you fielded at Leeds, given how you performed?
Well, we've got a good squad. I mean, it's a tight squad at the minute, obviously with the 4 injuries and even Angus not available, and it is a tight group. So it's we have what we have. We have the 20. Again, the 20 will travel with us, and looking at the group over the last couple of days, they've recovered very, very well. So really, it's as I say to you all the time, we'll pick a team that we think can hurt Charlton and probably put us on the front foot at their place, and that's what we want to do.
Do you underline your belief the Leeds game that you can compete with the best teams?
Well, look, I've got firm belief in the group anyway, and I knew we'd go and compete with. We can compete with anyone in the league. But just to reaffirm what I said after the game is, we don't want to be that team that's just nearly there. You know what I mean? We want to keep working to be as good as these teams. The West Broms, the Leeds, and that's what we strive to do. It's going to be difficult because of a lot of different reasons, but we believe in what we're doing. We believe in the group we've got. We've got hunger, we've got legs, we've got energy, we've got people who are wanting to prove a point, and I think that takes you a long way.
Do you think, as things stand, you are that near a team when you talk about the nearly men? As this season's going, do you think that's how you view yourself? Not
really, because we're 20 games in. We're 6 points off third. I wouldn't class us as nearly. I would say we're close. So it's we're okay where we are at the minute. Yes, when you look at the table, it doesn't. But in terms of points, we're 6 points off third. That's realistic. That's a week in football. I remember going to the City Ground a few weeks ago against Nottingham Forest. I think we could have been 9 or 10 points behind them at that stage. And I remember saying to the boys, "Well, you win this, you could go 6 or 7 behind them." And that's how close this league is. And we're a week in football away from the top 3. 2 wins, really. That's what it is.
Because you've got the game as well. I think you know that a win would take up, I think, 6.
Yeah, I mean, like I speak to you all the time about this 12-game phase as we speak about. We are 9 games in. We've picked 16 points up. We've got an opportunity to get 25. That's what we're looking to do, and to get 25 out of 12 is 2 points a game, possibly more. And yes, we'll look at this Charlton game. That's the most important one, but we do look at that and to see if we can have a good response from the disappointing first 12 that we felt we had with, I think, 13 points we got. So we're still behind in terms of what we want to do, but to respond with 22, 25 points out of the 12, ideally 25, would be a phenomenal effort.
Just one more on the Leeds game. I didn't ask you about this. I didn't potentially sort of understand the ill feeling in the camp afterwards about the George Long and Eric Lee High incidents, or in Patrick Bamford. Do you stand by what was said on the night? Have you seen it?
I'm no real interest to speak about it, really. I think the game's gone now. Yes, we reflected today. We moved on. Everyone will have their different opinions on it. For me, I'd rather not speak today about it. I'd rather just focus on what we've got to do at the weekend, tomorrow night. And we've got another hurdle to pass, because I feel as if in the games, probably the Sky games that we've played this season, we've disappointed ourselves. And think back to the Blackburn game or the Middlesbrough game, or we've got a point to prove, and tomorrow night to show people we are a good team, and we're looking forward to that.
How do you view the challenge in Charlton?
Tough, really, really tough place to go. I think Lee Boyer's done an unbelievable job there under the circumstances that he's had to, galvanise the whole club, really, from last season. We had some good battles last year. League games, the playoff games, all close. Even an FA Cup game I think we had as well down there. So I think we had quite a few games against Charlton last year. So it's always a tough place to go. It's difficult. They pass the ball, they play. I think it'll be an open football game. I think both teams will go and try and win it. Well, we will certainly, and I'm sure Charlton play that way as well. But it's another good challenge for us. It's one that we need to stand up to and respond.
They've got the problems though, haven't they? It feels like a good time to be going there.
Yeah, I think everyone has their problems. I don't come in here and say that we're missing this and this. We have what we have and we go with it. That's what we have, and that's why you have a squad, and that's why you have players in the building who you trust to put in your position. So I don't think there's any excuses from us, or I certainly don't think there'll be any excuses from Charlton.
And I guess the balance of the game was a reminder that if you're not at your best, that any team can beat you.
Of course, it's like this is this league for you, isn't it? You know, you only have to look at Wigan taking a point off West Brom last night. It's so tight. You know, if you're not on your game, you can drop points or you can lose games. So in terms of our consistency, we've picked up, we've got better. Yes, there's still areas where we can improve and get better and try and keep ourselves on a more of a consistent run in terms of results and winning games, but we're getting there.
You touched upon it just now. What are your memories of your last trip to Charlton?
I've had good and bad times down there, really, all through my...
I was just thinking about the playoff game in May.
Yeah, it was sickening. Low, felt really, really low after the game. Felt as if I let people down. You know, that's what you feel like when you get to semi-final of the playoffs, and having been there as a player and won it 3 times, and the 3 times it was sickening, losing like we did at the time, and you know, we put everything we had in left in our tank, really, myself and Cliff and the players, and we just came up short on penalties, which is never easy to take, but you know, it was what it was.
Why do you think let people down? Because I guess you were underdogs going into that game.
Yeah, we were, but like I say, and I'll say, like I'm saying this year, with me being here, I had strong belief in that group and we had last year, and belief in the staff that we had. So it just hurt me really after the game, and it still lingers a little bit. But you know, we've got a chance this year. I feel as if we're in a good place at the minute with this whole team, and we'll keep working.
Banish a few demons tomorrow night?
Possibly. I mean, it's a different season. It's all gone now, isn't it? But you know, little things like that do hurt you a little bit inside. So we'll hopefully go there tomorrow night and see what we can do.
I wanted to talk about Tom Eaves if possible. I thought he was excellent the other night, and he's obviously he sat in your seat just a week ago and spoke about, you know, social media criticism and things like that, and he looks like he doesn't look like he's shrinking from anything, does he? No,
honestly, if you see him every day, he's an unbelievable character. Trains like a man possessed every day. Just wants to get better, just wants to learn. He's, you know, if you've seen him now physically, he's developed he's like a machine, really. Strong, can move. Now we just need to try and get him a consistent run of scoring goals, which we all know he can do. So I'm really pleased with Tom's performance the other night. I think he's getting better and better, and long may continue. You know, because he's a tough player to play against when he's on his game, and I think you've seen that against Leeds. And I think he's shown it in a number of other occasions this season as well, without scoring that goal. And Tom knows that you get judged on goals as a centre forward, but he brings so much more to us than just goals.
Because in certain games you've gone with Jared as a sort of false 9 through the middle. What made you go with Tom the other night?
Well, he played really well, I thought, in the game against Stoke. I thought again his work and what he done for us was good. So I didn't see any reason why to leave him out, and I felt maybe on that night he could be physically dominant against their centre backs, which proved to be, and he had a good chance in the first half of the header from a corner where he probably should have scored, really. He had a good chance for another corner. The keeper's made an unbelievable save, and then he's another chance where Tom knows himself he probably should have took first time when Jared put him through. So he's getting in the right areas, and we just need to keep supplying him.
Just double check on contracts. Obviously the talks continue. Anything close with anyone?
No, nothing. No news as yet. So they're still working on that.
Would you anticipate us just to be left with such a busy game, maybe look towards January?
Yeah, I mean, the games are coming thick and fast at the minute. No one's got a time to take a breath, really. So it's you look, that's left to Eab and Lee and the representatives of the players to strike a deal. For me, we just focus on the football.